on Dr. Phil.
Your parents asked us to escort you to Dr. Phil.
I don't need help.
She's beautiful
We don't want you in jail. Why would I end up in jail?
Because you're breaking the law.
and out of control.
You're not going to class.
This young man is autistic. Have you bullied him?
No, I love that kid.
You say she's made you take her shopping and get her nails done.
I tried to say no, but she gets threatening.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Here we go. Hey, hey. Thank you. Maria and Troy say their beautiful 16-year-old daughter, Ashlyn, is probably the worst out-of-control child you'll ever meet.
You think I want to have a conversation about this every day?
You're dropping out of school
I'm not dropping out. They kicked me out.
because you're not going to class.
I am though. I am. Can you get the out?
Well, according to Mom and Dad, Ashlyn started smoking at age 10. She was sneaking out her window and running away by age 11. And by the time she turned 14, Mom and Dad shipped her off to a boarding school for an attitude adjustment. Well, Maria and Troy say that 16-month-long stint did nothing. They've lost complete control. And now Ashlyn doesn't bother to sneak out anymore. She just walks right out the front door in the middle of the night. She comes home when she wants to shower, eat, take a nap. She just uses it sort of as a crash pad.
It's like 5:15 in the morning. I am going upstairs to see if Ashlyn is in her room. And this is her room. And she's not here. And this is every night. We need help so bad, Dr. Phil, if there's any way you can help us.
Well, Maria and Troy say the last time they tried to stop Ashlyn from leaving, she punched her mother in the stomach. She spit in her dad's face.
My daughter Ashlyn is out of control.
They kicked you out since Monday.
Ashlyn is the most disrespectful child I know.
She's so manipulative and narcissistic.
She is verbally abusive. She calls me bitch. We literally cannot keep her at home.
Ashlyn used to sneak out through the window, and now she just leaves.
I've gone into her room at 5 a.m. This is her room, and she's not here. We don't know where she is.
Sometimes Ashlyn stays out for days at a time.
Ashlyn no longer is attending school and just recently was kicked out of a homeschooling program.
You're not going to class.
I am though.
You're not.
I am.
One time, she got physically violent and punched me in the stomach and slapped me in the face.
Another time, Ashlyn started throwing furniture. I had to actually sit on top of her until the police came.
My husband and I decided to send her to a church academy boot camp.
We told her it was a really good boarding school in Florida. She was at the boot camp almost 17 months.
Ashlyn is worse now than before she went to the boot camp. She's drinking, doing drugs, stealing. We don't know what to do.
We have tried everything to help Ashlyn.
At this point, we're waiting till she's 18 years old so we can throw her clothes out and she can be gone. Then she's no longer our problem.
Well, Maria and Troy say things are so bad, they've really just given up. They've given up. They just kind of checked out, said, we got nothing. No rules, no consequences, no results.
You're not going to class.
I am though.
We don't do anything to discipline Ashlyn.
I am. Can you get the out?
I took her shopping. She was acting up in the store, so I just let her get it because I didn't want to embarrass myself. We were driving home. She asked to go somewhere. I told her she couldn't. She started raging and she punched me in my face. I called Troy. I did not call the police. We got home and she left. We didn't really punish her after that, and she did keep the clothes.
We've taken things away from her. We told her she's grounded. It doesn't do any good with her.
We used to turn Ashlyn's cell phone off, but the house just becomes chaos. She screams, yells, pushes, gets very violent. We pulled Ashlyn out of the Lutheran high school, put her in the public high school.
You're dropping out of school.
I'm not dropping out. They kicked me out.
She was taken out because of habitual truancies. The truancy officer basically told us that we're not doing our job. Nobody is able to help us.
When she got back from boot camp, we wrote out a contract.
She needed to abide by a curfew, go to bed on time, go to school, no drinking, no cigarettes, no being sexually promiscuous. Ashlyn refused to sign the contract. She has broken every rule.
Okay, let's just jump right into this because I have a lot I want to say, and y'all have a lot of questions that you want answered, right? Why is she this way?
We're not sure.
You really don't,
don't
have
know.
you don't
I
have a
an
clue.
answer. Not one at all.
Let me tell you, those of you at home, you really want to pay attention to this if you've got a 4 or 5 year old child. This isn't as relevant if you've got a 14, 15, or 16 year old, because I'm going to promise you something. This didn't become a problem when she was 14, 15, or 16. This became a problem when this child was 3, 4, 5. And I always tell people, you better make your stand early, because at that point, they're small enough you can pick them up and put them somewhere.
Right.
But the bigger they get, the harder it is to deal with them. Their decisions have more gravity. Their choices are more difficult to deal with consequence-wise. And the older she gets, the bigger the problems her decisions are making, right?
Right.
Right.
Now, you said at 2, she was defiant.
Yes.
At 5, in the store, she ran away.
Right.
At 10, she was smoking.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to kind of write this down here a little bit so we can get to it pretty quickly here, just so we can see. So at 2, she's defiant. Okay. At 5, she's kind of running away inside the store. I don't mean she's running off in the neighborhood. Okay. At 10, she's smoking, right? At 11, now at 11, when you say she's sneaking out her window for how long?
Overnight.
Okay, so
At that
Well,
age.
at
yeah.
night,
Yeah.
she would sneak out of her window to go to a neighbor's house.
okay, at 13, the cops find her not with drugs, but with drug paraphernalia, and she did have alcohol, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they found her with drug paraphernalia, and she did have alcohol. She's 13. Okay, what would be the red letter for 14?
At the age of 14, we sent her away.
Okay, this is when she goes to the
The
academy.
boot camp. Yep.
Okay, this is for 16 months. Okay, all right, this is at 14. Then she comes back, and you say she's worse than ever.
Yes.
Okay? Now, what did you do here?
Well,
Let's take a break, give you a chance to think about this. And when we come back, Maria says she's so scared her daughter will hurt her again that she and Troy asked us for help in actually even getting Ashlyn here. The question is, were we able to do what they couldn't do? You're going to find out when we come back.
I'm a little nervous. that she may run.
Hopefully she doesn't go crazy and start hating me and everybody else.
They're 5 minutes away.
You guys ready? Hey, Ashlyn.
I'm scared of my daughter.
Ashlyn is always physical with me and my wife, and she's always always screaming at me.
Talk about school.
You're not going to school.
I can't see. Get out. You need to just leave me alone.
One time, Ashlyn spit in my face. What have I done so bad as a father to make you do that to me? Spit in my face.
Maria and Troy say their life is full of yelling, screaming, and violence, all caused by their daughter Ashlyn. My question was when she started smoking at 10. What was y'all's reaction here? What did you do at this point?
We grounded her.
We didn't let her go to her friend's house.
We grounded her, watch her like a hawk.
You grounded her.
Right.
Grounded her, yep.
For how long?
She couldn't go over there, probably a day.
Probably a day, 2 days at the most, I know.
Okay. Well, no, that's okay. That's what I want to know. Okay, so you grounded her for a day. Okay, anything else? Just moved on from there.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and then she started sneaking out at 11. What'd you do?
Then the police started to get involved.
They brought her back, you mean?
Well, that time she came back before the police were able to.
And what'd you do when she got back?
We told her she couldn't go out, she couldn't hang out with those friends.
Started calling social service. I mean, she's had places on probation for social service with that. If she messes up, she's going to get in trouble by them. Then they're going to send that to the judge. And she straightened up after that a little bit. So because she knows from her friends that they play her along, that be good for a while, then, then we'll just go back to the way it used to be. And that's what's happening.
I just want to make a comment, if I could, Dr. Phil. For some reason, Ashlyn, the friend choices that she would hang out with were friend choices that we didn't really want her to hang out with.
And what'd you do about that?
And so we told her you
No.
can't hang out with them.
But she kept doing it
And that's
anyway.
when she would start to sneak out.
Okay. When they arrested her with the caught her with the drug paraphernalia and alcohol, what'd you do?
Then a month later, we sent her
Okay.
to the boot camp.
Boot camp.
We have called the cops many times when she's been gone. She gets so violent that, she hurts me.
She's scared to death of her. I'm not scared of her, but she spit in my face, and I got to walk away. And all the cops in our town, they know her and her friends by first name basis. And the one cop, he said, you got your hands full.
Yeah. We made a list of y'all's parenting and what you say. This is your words, not ours. You said, quote, we've given up. No boundaries, no discipline or consequences. So we're afraid. We walk on pins and needles. Life is easier when she's not around. We expect boarding school, police, or truancy officer to fix Ashlyn. You've never talked to her about friends who committed suicide. You've locked Ashlyn out of the house for the weekend. You don't turn her phone off. You threaten to do it, but you don't do it. I don't know how you explain this. At the academy, she behaved pretty well.
Mm-hmm. For the most part.
But with you, she's worse. And nowhere along here, no treatment, no treatment, no treatment, no treatment, no treatment, no treatment.
We did get her psychiatric treatment 3 times.
In 16 years.
Okay.
It's probably right. Yeah.
It is right.
I believe you. I'm not doubting you at all.
We've sent her to parochial schools to try to have her make better friends, but she doesn't get up for school. We've literally had to drag her out of bed.
But you don't.
We have.
I have
He
physically
has.
picked her up.
Oh my God, you couldn't even get her on the phone to talk to us. You couldn't even get her here. We had to get her here.
We'll hunt her down if we know where she's at. As a parent, you can't stay up for 24/7, however we have.
it never occurred to me that there was a window you went to quit.
Yeah.
That there was never a window you went through to check out. That you never said, I got nothing,
I
no
agree
boundaries,
with
no. I don't. That's why I said this fight was lost at 2, 5, and 10. You never got this child treatment.
Right.
They say they've just given up. It's obviously not true. I actually think they're being harder on themselves than I'm being on them because they haven't given up or they wouldn't be here. We're going to meet her next.
I'm gonna go get her, bring her back home, and then hopefully she doesn't go crazy and start hating me and everybody else.
It's going to happen tonight.
What the heck?
Ashlyn's parents say they've tried everything to help her, but if that's the case, why did they need to trick her into going to a boarding school and ask us for help in getting her to the show? Take a look.
We both agreed that we were gonna go through with this.
I'm in on it. I'm a little nervous that she may run, but I'm for it.
I'm gonna go get her, bring her back home, and then hopefully she doesn't go crazy and start hating me and everybody else. And she's gonna be on her way to get help.
Once you sign this, that means she's going to be in our custody from point A to point B. You guys got that?
I understand.
They're 5 minutes away.
Okay. You guys ready? All right. Hey, Ashlyn. How you doing? My name is Victor Lopez. I'm with Youth Intervention Transport Services. Your parents asked us to come and talk to you and to escort you to California to meet Dr. Phil and speak with him.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Why would you do that?
We want you to go on Dr. Phil.
Why?
We need help.
I don't need help though. I just got off work and I come home to this.
Well, you know, your parents are really worried about you, so.
I don't know why they're worried about me when all I do is work and go to school. I'm up in my room. I don't really talk to them because I'm too busy with my friends. Like, I'm a teenager. Are you kidding me?
It's gonna happen tonight.
What the heck?
Your mom has a bag.
Are you kidding me?
Well, Ashlyn, you've dropped out
I
every.
haven't dropped out.
You got kicked out of homeschool.
I did not get kicked out.
Your raging is just.
I don't even rage. I literally just sit in my room.
You guys can't even handle your own kids. That's not my fault, that's yours. You gotta get other people to help you.
You guys make, like, excuses and more excuses.
I don't make excuses. You're making excuses. We've had it with your attitude. You're yelling. You're screaming.
I'm not, though.
Well,
You're smoking, you're drinking.
You're smoking. You're drinking.
No. What teenager does
You're
it?
16.
It's against the law.
I am coming home, right? You're not sending me away like you.
That depends on you. All depends on you.
You better not be lying to me.
The extraction went unexpectedly well. Kind of shows how manipulative she is.
I thought she was gonna rage and maybe hit me or someone else, but then she was talking to other people and showing her manipulative side by lying to them already to try to get them in the palm of her hand.
It's interesting how y'all interpret that. You say it shows how manipulative she is. On the other hand, it can show how she responds to authority. She says Maria and Troy are horrible parents, and they are the ones who should have been transported.
I'm in LA. I'm at a hotel right now, and I am waiting to go to see Dr. Phil. He told me I was going on the Dr. Phil show and didn't really know what for. I was confused about what was going on. I didn't think that they would do something like that to me. I may yell at my parents over some dumb stuff, but I feel like they try to make me mad and piss me off. I wouldn't touch my mom, and she said I put my hands on her. I never put my hands on my mom once. Me and my dad got in a fight before. We got in a fist fight. We were arguing, My dad threw a fan at me. It was so dumb. I threw the fan back at him. We were like in this corner and he started literally choking me. And my mom's just standing there watching. And my dad afterwards goes, "You deserved it. You're the most disrespectful kid I know." I feel like they need to start stepping up and being better parents. Honestly, I love my parents to death, but I just feel that they need to start spending time with their kids more. They complain that I'm never home when they're the ones that's saying it's okay for me to go somewhere. I can come home. All they gotta do is tell me. My mom does not have a backbone. That's honestly how I feel. Every time me and my mom or my dad get in an argument, she always has to get another person to solve the problem for her. She never can solve it on her own. And then she's like, "Okay, you need help." Like, make me sound like I'm crazy. Honestly, I'm just a normal teenager.
Well, it's good to meet you. You've been backstage and you haven't seen what's transpired. We really haven't been talking about you. We've been talking about them. Okay. And you'll see this show eventually. And frankly, you'll absolutely love the first part of this show. Because I have to tell you, your behavior much of the time has been absolutely outrageously out of control and unacceptable, unbecoming to you as a young lady, as a young woman. Absolutely has to change. But as I look at it, I don't ask myself why you do some of the things you do. I ask myself, why not? I don't understand what their parenting philosophy has been. I think you've basically kind of raised yourself. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry?
I don't know. Like, I can't talk to them about anything. I always have to go to my friends, and they wonder why I'm with my friends all the time. I don't feel loved when I'm with my parents at all.
Ashlyn, we love you.
We love you.
Then why don't
say
we
it to you all the time.
So much.
You don't show it at all.
I want to go and have a cup of coffee with you.
Okay,
I want to go with you and have a good time.
If you would make plans like that, I would actually go with
We've
you.
made
You complain
plans.
I'm not ever home. You complain I'm not ever home.
You're not.
Make plans with me.
You're
Do
never
something
home. Like,
with
we
me.
ask you to come home for family functions. You never come.
You missed out on
You
a
never
lot.
You
come
badmouth
on
me. You always
weddings.
We don't
badmouth
badmouth
No,
you. We don't.
I don't even like going to church with you because all you do is tell them all the bad things.
No,
I do.
we don't.
You do too.
We do not, Ashlyn.
Yeah, pastor even looks at me like
Pastor-
I'm a terrible child.
Pastor
No,
cares
he
about you.
doesn't.
No.
Pastor cares for you.
And so do we.
Well, I don't know.
Is this a good example?
No. Not at all. Arguing, no. That's normal. No.
I'm sorry.
And then you feel like you have to just send me off to a program.
We don't- that
because
was
you think that's
hard
gonna
for
stop-
us,
But you
Ashlyn.
do it. The only thing that helped me was school. It didn't help our relationship. How is that supposed to get us closer together when you send me off? Like you sign a paper. Okay, here, take my daughter.
I know, but Ashlyn, we don't want you to end up in jail.
Why would I end up in jail? I have a
Okay,
job.
whoa. You're going to end up in jail because you're breaking the law pretty much every day. You're drinking and doing stuff I don't want to detail. That's breaking the law.
But those videos,
And this stuff about, I'm just teenagers, all teenagers do that.
yes.
No, they don't. And you can wind up going to jail. I don't want you to go to jail. I want you to get healthy and happy and educated, and you've dropped out or been kicked out or you're not going to school, whatever adjective we put on it, you're not going to school, which means you're going to have an exciting career in the fast food industry.
Yeah.
And you're better than that. You want a better career than that, right?
Of course, I want to go to college.
Of course. And you want to have a career and you want to make money and be independent and be able to go out and not
but-
be dependent.
I honestly do not drink. Those pictures and videos were from months ago. And those videos that you took of me, you told me about the doctor.
I would die for you.
Okay, well then show that you will die for me then, instead of yelling at me all the time and calling me an alcoholic, a druggie, and all that stuff. A whore, a slut.
We don't do that.
We don't do that, Ashley.
You do though.
No, we don't.
You
No,
do
we
though.
don't. I made her do that.
Whoa. You either do or you don't. Answer that
No, we
question.
don't.
I said you're not going to spin
you
it.
know-
Have you said to her that she is a whore or a slut?
I will be honest with
I have
you.
not.
I maybe have in
You
the
haven't
heat of the
maybe
moment.
You haven't maybe have.
Okay,
That
well,
is
then,
not
yes,
in
I
that
have.
is not
I
in
have
your
not.
regular vocabulary. You've either said it or you haven't. I can't imagine that you wouldn't remember because I can't imagine that's in your normal vernacular.
Well, I'm.
Either did or you didn't.
You have.
You have.
I have.
You have when
So
you
have
got
you.
it.
Okay, then quit spinning it. Have you?
Yes.
If she says I,
No,
then I have.
that's a cop out. You either own it or you don't. We said we weren't going to spin. We said we were going to be reliable historians.
Probably
out of
have.
anger, yeah,
That's out of
probably.
control.
Yes, I have.
I mean, just answer honestly. I'm trying to find out what kind of self-esteem and self-worth you're building here. Because let me tell you, it takes 1,000 Atta-girls to erase one of those. You're a whore and a slut. When it comes from mommy and daddy.
Right.
Have you spit in your dad's face?
No.
Did you punch your mother in the face?
I've never punched my mom in my life. I punched my dad in the face and my mom.
The computer is up! I went to all my classes today and said I only wanted for 3
They
minutes.
kicked you out since Monday.
Ashlyn's behavior is so out of control that the police actually know who she is.
My husband and I have called the police on our daughter at least 5 times. We have actually asked the police to take her, and they won't because she's 16.
If my daughter hasn't changed, she's going to end up in prison.
Destroying private property, getting arrested for underage drinking, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Ashlyn's parents say her bad girl reputation is well known in their hometown. Is that because she's really a bad girl, or is it because they're trying to delegate their role as parents and get everybody from social services to some academy to the police to raise and parent their child instead of them stepping up and doing it themselves? Well, they say that even the police now know her by name.
Ashlyn parties all the time.
Ashlyn sneaks out of the house to drink and party with friends.
She tells us that she doesn't, but if you look on Facebook, I mean, we have pictures and proof.
Some of them were smoking marijuana.
A few months ago, Ashlyn got a ticket for underage drinking. She said it was not a big deal and she only had a few beers.
We believe that Ashlyn is dating older men. Some of these older men are at least 21. At the boot camp, Ashlyn snuck out and had sexual relations with an 18-year-old. The school contacted us. They did say they've never had this experience before.
Ashlyn has no goals. All she wants to do is hang around trashy people and smoke and drink.
We cannot follow the path she's on.
Did you punch your mother in the face?
I've never punched my mom in my life. No.
Because she says that you guys were at the mall and you were shopping and she spent $300 on clothes for you and you were on the way home and you punched her in the face in the car on the way home.
I never punched her in the face. I took the wheel, went like that because she was yelling at me, and that was about 3 years ago.
So you jerked the wheel.
Yes, I jerked the wheel. I punched my dad in the face and my mom.
Did you spit in your dad's face?
No,
You've spit in my face, Ashlyn.
I did not spit in your face.
Okay, well, you have.
Has she
No.
punched you in the face?
She has, and in the stomach.
Have you punched her in the
I
stomach?
have never punched my
That
mom
was
in the
before
stomach.
you
Why are you
went-
lying right now?
I'm not lying.
What kind of mother would lie about their daughter? Are you kidding me? I got in a fight with Dad, and you stood there and watched him choke me, put me up against the wall, and punched
That's
me.
after
I
you
don't
got.
even remember.
You still did
I remember it.
You still did it. I punched you back for self-defense. I mean, you're
Oh, it
a
was-
big dude,
Yeah, it was self-defense.
and you just stand there like it's all funny
was-
to you.
It's not
And you-
funny at
It
all.
was
Ashley.
self-defense.
Then why didn't you do anything? It was self-defense when I'm what?
I do. I remember it. It was
The
self-defense
hair?
after you threw the pictures from downstairs, every single one.
Okay.
All the glass broke. You actually tipped the dining room table over. You
Okay.
tipped the dining room chair over. And you turned around and you spit right in my face.
I did not spit in your face.
Yes, you
but-
did.
No, I did not. But it's okay for you to throw a fan at me. It's okay. That's
And it's
right?
okay for you to take the lamp and throw it back at me about
Oh,
the
well,
head off.
self-defense.
Self-defense. Okay. You got an answer for everything, Ashlyn. I know you do.
This is good communication here, huh?
No, it's not. It's terrible.
This is good.
I think it's terrible.
It's terrible.
I
We
feel like
need
I'm
help,
fighting with
Ashlyn.
teenagers right now.
Well, let me tell you, there's one thing you've said that I agree with 100%. and you understand that I've said your behavior is outrageous and unacceptable.
Yes.
But I agree 100%. This is not an Ashland problem. This is a family problem.
Yes.
They have at least as much ownership in this as you do. So this isn't drag you to the altar of the therapist, fix my daughter, we'll pick her up when you're done. This is a family problem. You're the squeaky wheel because you're young and have a lot of energy, so you make a lot of noise. But this is a family problem. Do you get that?
I do.
This isn't
Totally.
an Ashland problem. You say
Totally.
our daughter, but when you contacted me, our daughter's out of control. Our daughter is behaving poorly. Our daughter is doing this. Our daughter, our daughter, our daughter. What your letter should have said is our family is spinning out of control. Our family unit is dysfunctional. Our family, our family, our family. Because for everything she's doing, you both have ownership. I mean, do you get this? This isn't.
Yes.
This is just where it's
I
showing.
agree.
It's like if the body has an infection, it might show up one place or another, but it's the whole body that's infected. This whole family is infected. Next, Maria and Troy say Ashland is narcissistic and manipulative. She's even been accused of stealing from and manipulating an autistic young man. We'll talk about that after this. Now, Troy says he was shocked to find out his daughter had been stealing from and taking advantage of a young disabled man named Tucker.
Ashland's been trying to scare me by threatening to go to the police if I didn't do what she asked.
She said via text, Ashland needs her hair dyed or my dad will cut off my ears.
Ashland, completely unapologetic. It's unreal that someone would do this, that someone would treat me this way.
This young man is autistic, correct?
Yes.
Did you threaten to cut his ears off?
That was my friend. And then she was like, you want to get your hair done? I'm like, sure. Went to go get my hair done. Figured out Tucker is paying for everything.
Have you been fair with him?
With Tucker, I mean, I do feel bad for the things I've done to him, but I have.
What have you done to him that you feel bad for? This is an important question to me.
I mean, I did have him drive me around a lot, but I gave him gas money. I mean, he helped me out a lot. Like, he drove me to work when I needed a ride to work. When my parents were working, they couldn't give me a ride.
Have you bullied him?
I have never bullied. I love that kid, actually. He's the sweetest autistic kid I have ever met.
Well, Tucker joins us now via Polycom. Tucker, it's Dr. Phil. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm curious if you have anything that you want to say to Ashland, because I'm asking her if she's taken advantage of you or been unkind to you in any way.
One of the things that she does, I'm the one person more than any other friend that she knows to have me drive her around places and where I need to take her and where she needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I am just because how good of a person she looks at me as.
Mm-hmm. Do you consider her a friend?
It depends. I would say I would consider. I would say sometimes I do consider her such, and there have been times where I've kind of felt like that. There have been some times where I have felt that way.
You say she's made you take her shopping and get her nails and hair done. Do you ever think to just tell her no?
I have tried to say no, but she gets all repulsive and threatening.
You haven't done anything wrong, so you know that you're not going to get in trouble for anything, right?
Not at all, Doc.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We appreciate you being a friend to Ashland, and I know that she appreciates you being a friend, right, Ashland?
Yes.
I do, yes.
Anything you want to say to Tucker?
I apologize for everything I put you through. And I just want you to know that I will always love you and you will always be my friend. And I thank you so much for everything you've done for me.
I accept it, but the only thing that I would love to see you do is start improving your behavior from here.
Okay, thank you.
And one thing I have to talk is that some of the stuff that he put on the timeline, I didn't seem to get.
Well, I write.
The timeline you wrote, Doc.
Yeah, I write pretty poorly. I'm sorry.
Some of the stuff, I was really confused.
All right. Well,
Like this RW at age 5. What's that?
Runaway. That was runaway. That stood for runaway.
I just didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
And then all these times where you wrote no prescription.
Well, that's my shorthand for no treatment.
I figured. And HCC source thing. That you wrote above 14.
That's Academy. ACAD. That's shorthand for Academy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right. I'll try and do better with my penmanship. Tucker, thank you for joining us today.
You too, Doc.
Thanks. So long.
Bye-bye.
I do have a plan, and it's a plan for this family. We'll be right back. You two have more work to do to give this family a chance to be healthy and happy than she does. I think you have more work to do than she has to do. And so I'm going to tell you what my recommendations are, and then as parents, you're going to have to make a decision and step up. I've invited Miles Adcox here. He's owner and CEO of Onsite, as well as Shane Gallagher and Kristen Hayes from Wingate Wilderness Therapy to help this family become whole again. And Onsite is the worldwide leader in intensive workshops and treatment specializing in emotional trauma and mental health issues. And Wingate Wilderness Therapy is one of the best wilderness programs in this country for struggling teens and young adults. And so I've asked all of these guys here. I've worked with Kristen for years. I've worked with Miles for years. Shane, these guys are, in my opinion, the absolute best of the best. When you've got bad momentum, something dramatic has to happen to change that momentum. And I think that's what needs to happen here. I think you guys need to take yourselves out of the game, and you need to go figure out what you're doing to run this family off in the ditch. And I think you need to take yourself out of the game and get your life back on track. I think you have to both do the work. Miles?
I couldn't agree more. This doesn't end until you guys begin. It's absolutely time for her sake and the rest of your family, and I think you can.
Yeah. Shane, Kristen, what do y'all have to say?
Yeah, in Ashland, Wingate is a wilderness therapy program. Lasts about 10 weeks for teens and young adults, and it is a very intense outdoor environment, but it's also very healing. And part of the purpose for what we do with the participants that come has to do with the family as well. So you'll have opportunities to experience your parents in a new way, and them experience you in a new way, and hopefully this will contribute to everybody's behavior being different and healed.
I will not support her doing anything if you guys don't do what you have to do. This is not an Ashland problem. It's just simply not. You've said you want them to get straight. You said you want to do things with them. You want to stop all this fighting and yelling and screaming. And so I'm calling them to account to step up and do what they've asked you to do all this time. So it's time to do it.
I'm willing.
I'm willing.
Give it a shot.
Do I really have a choice? Honestly? Probably not.
It's a whole lot better for you to make the choice. You know that. Do this for the family.
I'm so sick of getting sent away. But I'll do it.
All right, guys. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. I want to thank my guests for being